My friends, good day. I would like to share with you my New Year's resolution. In fact, I will leave the United Kingdom permanently in 2025. In the coming months, I will be leaving. I've already begun preparing for this. Of course, I've been living in this country for 16 years, so it takes a bit of time to leave. Once everything I owned fit in a suitcase and backpack, I was freer. Today, it's a bit different, but I've already started the process to leave the United Kingdom. Why? Since I arrived in this country, I've seen it decline in every way. Honestly, from the start when I arrived, it wasn't great. I won't hide it. But back then, we had a strong currency and we still had low taxes. The United Kingdom was almost seen as a tax haven compared to France, even though in some ways the country was still stuck in the Victorian era. I told you that my first studio in the United Kingdom, I had a coin meter for electricity. In the United Kingdom, nothing is a right, including healthcare. In healthcare, you're considered a client, not a patient. I know some private doctors. When you call them, the secretary picks up and says, Office of Dr. Mashat, hello, may I have your name and credit card number? And then when you're on the line, she asks you, so do you want a 10-minute appointment, a 15-minute one, or a 20-minute one? You see, medicine is sold by the minute. The Swiss sell white wine by the deciliter. In the United Kingdom, medicine is sold by the minute. And everything is, there's no more, if you go back maybe to what Margaret Thatcher used to say. I wasn't in the United Kingdom when she was there, but she said, there is no such thing as society. There is no society. We are not a society in the United Kingdom. We are individuals connected by money relationships. Who pays who, how much? This country, I was saying, isn't just sinking, it's collapsing and it's speeding up. I think that I know some people are waiting for me to slip up. Regarding Brexit, I think the outcome of Brexit has been a failure, an extremely deep failure. I believe what we should have done is change the elite. Thank you. Before giving them sovereignty. Because the mistake we made, I think, is that it was a country whose sovereignty was tied to the European Union. That means the elites, we had only had limited sovereignty. That means limited capacity for action. And in the end, what did we do? By separating the United Kingdom from the European Union, we gave them free rein. That means that all the wrongdoings of the European Union, they were able to do them 10 times over. I think what we should have done after Brexit is give the power to the man of Brexit. We should have given Brexit to, that means the power to Nigel Farage. The problem is we gave it to the worst kind of corrupt people. And today we have a country called the United Kingdom, which is becoming completely older. That means we see collapse all around us on every level. I know that some French friends will tell me, yeah, but in France, for us, it's no, I'm sorry to contradict you. We're not going to. This video is not meant to start a competition over who is the bigger victim. Let me tell you, someone recently said to me on Twitter, oh yeah, Aldo Sterone, you knew, right? Things have fallen apart here in Sweden too, right? It took me a month to get a doctor's appointment. I wish I could get a doctor's appointment in a month. 10 years ago, I could get a doctor's appointment within a month. That's over now. How long since I last saw the doctor? Since 2019 in the United Kingdom, I haven't been able to get an appointment since 2019. You see, it's over. Everything has collapsed on all fronts. Add to that Scandinavian level taxation for non-existent public services, totalitarianism, insecurity, the corruption of the elites, but a corruption. When I arrived in the United Kingdom, I had a reasoning that turned out to be wrong. I'm sharing it with you, but it's incorrect. I told myself, okay, I know that the British royal family is involved in all the globalist dirty business. I know they're part of the World Economic Forum. I know they're secretly running a lot of things. I know that. But I had the following thought. They're not crazy enough to cause the problems they want to create all over the planet. They won't cause them at home or at their castle's entrance. At least that, no, I was wrong. Today, they're ready to turn the United Kingdom itself into a third world country. Unsanitary, expensive, older, miserable. Also, with their history, they've been obsessed with two things for a number of years. They're obsessed with the climate. So that means we have a country that's cold, that's extremely cold. We have single-digit temperatures. That means we have 8 or 9 degrees at the end of August, so we have a very, very cold country. And actually, the obsession is climate change. That means they're ready to sacrifice everything for climate change. They want to turn the United Kingdom into a miserable country. Once again, Trump says, make America great again. Why again? Again means once more. It means that America had greatness in its vision. America had greatness and we're going to restore its greatness. So it's a restoration. That's what he wants to do. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to make the United Kingdom very cold, miserable once again. It means we're going back to past centuries when medicine was a privilege of the elite. Heating was a privilege of the elite. Transportation, food, everything is becoming a privilege of the elite in this country. For example, I live in the United Kingdom and notice my standard of living declining as I work more. Even if my income seems to be changing, even if my income seems to be increasing, my quality of life is going down. I can enjoy a much better quality of life for the same income almost anywhere in the world. I can take a pin or a thumbtack, throw it anywhere on a map, and I'll get a better value for my life. There, in that country, I'm struggling with inflation. I'm struggling with the dismantling of public services. A simple example, local taxes just keep increasing. Soon, I'll be paying more in local taxes than I used to pay in rent back when I was a student. Each month, you have to keep paying for services that don't even exist. Today, in this year, 2024, I now find myself using my car as a garbage bin. That means they come so rarely to collect or pick up the household trash, the household garbage. So now I have to put a tarp, fill the trunk with bags and go throw it away myself at the dump. Many others are doing the same. Today there's a line at the dump entrance. So that means they don't come to pick up household garbage, but they increase the taxes for household garbage. So what does that mean? It means that these people consider that the funds or the money or the account of the average citizen is actually open source. It's something they can draw from as much as they want. That means they're there handing out checks, spending on things, on wasteful stuff. 22 billion. We don't even have hospitals. We haven't built a major hospital in the last millennia. Since the last millennium, despite the increase in population, not a single major hospital has been built in the United Kingdom. We're going to spend 22 billion on carbon capture devices. And in a few years, they'll tell us it was spent on entertainment expenses, that it went on helicopters, that it went on yachts, that it went to Poland, that it went to India, that it was taken by gangs specialized in this kind of thing. It becomes hell. You can't live anymore. The increase in food prices, for example. I can't manage anymore, like all families. I'm used to buying a certain number of things, and then there are a lot of my purchases that are repetitive. I can't buy the same item twice for the same price now. Prices keep rising whenever I shop, while packages shrink and quality declines. So, and on top of that, add these crazy city ideas. 15 minutes, restrictions, bans, cameras everywhere, freedom-killing laws coming out every day. So at least you take some countries that are totalitarian. For example, you take Singapore. We say that Singapore is a democracy. You take some monarchies in the Middle East. It's the same. Nobody says they're democracies, but it works. They have an enlightened totalitarianism, if I may say, so you don't even have politics. Politics is about us taking action and doing things right. That's none of your business. You live your life, work, and that's it. There's that kind of deal in the world, but also the opposite. You have authoritarian countries, but they're sinking. Consider countries in Africa, Asia, or Latin America with presidents for life instead of me. These countries are plagued by corruption and authoritarianism, just like the United Kingdom, and ultimately they don't work. It's not even authoritarianism like in Singapore, it's authoritarianism like in failed states. We're gradually heading toward failed state situations. So what do you want? I'm not going to stay in this. When I left my native Algeria and people grew old, I didn't see them grow old. People were born, I don't know their names. People died and I couldn't see them. I couldn't meet them. I left not knowing if I'd see them again. And I spent years and years receiving messages when she died, that's not the deal. Today, I find myself, when I go to Algeria for vacation, I take the opportunity to go to the doctor, right? I'm starting to do medical tourism in Algeria. It's not for that. I didn't sacrifice everything to go to Europe only to end up having to do medical tourism in Algeria. So, well, to make it short, to make it simple, right now, well, I'm in the middle of the sea. Starlink is cool, but uploading this video will take hours. To sum up, I'm leaving the United Kingdom in 2025. That's the first point. Second point, I'm not going to Europe, the United States, or post-Christian countries. Simple. I consider all Western countries today to be on the same path. Destruction of authoritarianism and dismantling on all levels. Some are further ahead than others. The United Kingdom is very far ahead. France is behind us, I would say, but it will come. France, I would say. In 4 or 5 years, it will match the United Kingdom's level of degradation. But there's no point for me to go to another country, settle down, only to have to leave again in 5 years because it's everywhere. I need to get out of this system for good. So I left Europe. And the United States and Canada aren't part of the equation since it's the same thing. All these countries are being forced to self-destruct. In the United Kingdom, there's a huge exodus. Maybe what happened to me is a kind of house cleaning. Somewhat surprisingly, I kept noticing that millionaires are leaving, billionaires are leaving, entrepreneurs are leaving. There's a massive exodus from the United Kingdom. Everyone is leaving. The Prime Minister, Keith Starmer, our Trudeau, will be in office for a long time. Even if he steps down, many around him will continue his work, so don't worry. He said if you don't like the new direction for the United Kingdom, it means an overtaxed, authoritarian and Victorian third world. The door is open, the door is open, you can leave. Okay, more and more of us are taking him at his word. And I was telling you when the cleaning lady, Romina, I think, but I never asked her, she says that she was leaving the United Kingdom because she thinks the country has taken an impossible turn. Maybe that was the wake-up call for me. I realized that it was like I was in a building that caught fire and then everyone left and the emergency exits were filling up with smoke. And I'm the only one left in this country? Here's where I'm going, my friends. It's not a secret or anything big, just letting you know. I have a destination first on the list. I have a second destination on the list. I've started the process for the first one. If things go wrong, I'll immediately jump to the second destination. But anyway, I'll keep you updated and all that. I'll tell you about my journey and everything when I have more clarity. In 6 or 7 months, I'm leaving the United Kingdom for good. Thank you for listening up to this point. Just a reminder, my book is Scrology. Writing these books also allowed me to face things a little bit, and it helped me understand myself. It allows me to understand what's going on and in which direction we're heading. And when they've taken this project to its fullest extent, countries like the United Kingdom, countries like France will basically look like South Sudan. They will be failed states, miserable, policed, authoritarian, and countries full of beggars. I don't know why. It's not a crisis. It's not a crisis. Once again, it's not an accident. It's intentional. It's deliberate. It's planned. And this plan has been carried out for decades. I don't know why, and I'm not blaming anyone. But it's a planned, deliberate destruction of civilization, and it will continue, which is moving forward at a forced pace. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.